Okay, this video is about, is it safe to live in Phuket, Thailand? So Phuket is an island. It's spelled Phuket, almost like F it, but it's pronounced Phuket. I can't pronounce it correctly. It's one of the ones that I just choke on. It's more like Phuket, Phuket, Phuket. Oh, I cannot. So listen to somebody else pronounce it. But I lived there for a while, and I visited there a number of times over the years. Is it safe to live as a foreigner going to Phuket, and you're going to live there for some months or years or whatever? Maybe you're going to take family with you. I don't put I don't put Phuket and Pattaya. I don't lump them together as the same kind of place. Yes, they're both on a beach. Yes, they're both entertainment areas. A lot of it is sex tourism, right? But there's quite a bit of difference between them. For me, I would say that Phuket is a more family-friendly area. They have many resorts on the northwest side of the island that are great for families. I mean, they build in their swimming pools. They build like water parks. One has a massive water park, and so they're focused on families actually. In Pattaya, not so much. Maybe more recently, they're trying to go that way, but it will be a long time before anybody that I know considers Pattaya a family-friendly area. Phuket focuses on that. They cater towards that. They have so many beaches, so many lovely beaches, safe beaches, except for the jellyfish, which happens every now and then. I think it's more from like June to the end of the year, but which is a good portion of the year, right? In general, for me, I would not want to live there with my family. We could possibly end up there. Say I got a good job there in marketing or something. We could possibly end up there and stay for a year, a couple years maybe. Now, I wouldn't feel safe the whole time. I'll tell you why. First of all, let's start with traffic. First of all, traffic is incredible. Everybody wants to go to Phuket. It's the most beautiful place in Thailand for sure. If you're talking about beaches, and has the best. I mean, it has a lot of the best beaches all in one place. I think there's like 45 beaches on Phuket. 45 named beaches, right? The traffic is incredible. Traffic is rude. The taxi guys are rude. It's all mob connected. So they're not at all interested in in being nice. They'll beep at you for no reason at all. Sometimes they're beeping, to let you seriously know, like you're about to get into a crash or you're driving like an idiot, and they're not comfortable too. But oftentimes the road rage increases like this. It's quite dramatic. Everybody's a little bit on edge because traffic sucks so bad. And I don't mean everybody. I mean the people that are driving for a living. They're on edge. It's not fun to sit in hot and to sit in 38, 40 degree temperatures and pick people up, for 20 baht for the first kilometer or whatever. So is this, and with all the accidents in Thailand, the area from Patong Beach going over to Phuket town is dangerous as hell. They try to make it safer over and over. Buses flip over. People die all the time on there. Still dying on there. They're trying to make a tunnel through. Last I heard, they were trying to make a tunnel through there. That was about 6-7 years ago. Did that never happen? I don't know. I don't know why they stopped doing that. It was a good idea. I feel very comfortable on a motorbike or a car. Driving over that hill is like, you can drive however safe you want, but there's like buses right up behind you, like making you go faster in certain areas. I mean, it's quite a situation that they haven't got a handle on yet. It's dangerous. There's a lot of windy roads on the beach, along the beach, as it goes along the coast, and then there's also hills all over there too. So the roads go like this. Thais are not known for staying in their lane. They cut over, like on a curve. They'll cut the curve and come into the oncoming traffic lane. A lot of accidents happen because of that. They just haven't. They just drive however they want to, is what happens. Is that safe? No. A lot of people die in Phuket from traffic accidents a year? Yes. I'll try to find the stats. Eventually on a motorbike, I figured out, what was going on, and I felt a little bit safer. It will take you a little while to understand what the heck is going on. Is it safe in the water? Let's go with that. In the water, Thailand's shark attacks are very, very rare. It's amazing. It's great. Because I certainly don't want to hear about any. But they have light attacks. It's usually the reef sharks, black tip or something that just grab a foot or something. It's very rare as well. It really doesn't happen very much at all. A few attacks like that in the last 10 years. There hasn't been a fatal attack in something like 50 years. It's because I think there's tiger sharks here and bull sharks. Both of them prefer deeper water. Maybe that's why they're not coming in so close. If you're a diver, and you're shooting, spearfishing or something, you have, more of a chance to get attacked. But still, it doesn't happen. So that's amazing, right? So is it safe to go in the water? Generally, yes. But there are box jellyfish, the real bad ones that can kill people. I think they said a boy from Israel, I think it was it Kopangan or was it Koh Samui? A boy died from box jellyfish, not too long ago, but must have been 2 years now. But it happens sometimes. Happens in Krabi, happens in Trong, happens, where else? Koh Phi Phi, I think maybe it happened. So you just have to be really aware of the jellyfish. There might be signs, there might not be any signs at all. Look in the water with your eyes and look for jellyfish when you get in. You don't want your kids swimming around with jellyfish. Even if you see one, don't let them swim there. If you see them on the beach, washed up, don't let them swim there. Box jellyfish are really small. They're super small. And the pain is horrific. I had a box jellyfish on the inside of my leg in Maui. The pain was so bad, and the effects so bad. I thought I was dying right there on the beach. My heart was going, pa, 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 pa. And I felt crazy in my head. It was like it affected my mind, and my mind couldn't think straight. It was so weird. It was the weirdest incidence of like problem with an animal, Also, I was stung by a stingray on the foot, and that hurt like holy hell. And it's hard to compare the two because that was all a physical pain in the foot, but it hurt like mad. The jellyfish on the box jellyfish on the leg affected everything. Sweating, heart doing this, mind can't think. Pain excruciating, even on the inside of your leg, There's not really a whole lot of nerve endings over there. it left a road map, like a map of like red lines zigging across my leg. It left it there for over 5 years. I could still see it. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, I think it's totally disappeared. It's totally gone now. Wow, that was 20 years ago. Anyway, so is the water safe? Can be safe. It's pretty good. The waves are not that bad, but there are rip tides. The rip tides are very strong on Phuket. I would say most people die because of rip tides. Most people die because there's not lifeguards on every beach. They figure, oh, we'll go out, boom, swept out a couple 100 meters. How are you getting back? Most of the swimmers that you see in Phuket are older people, kids. Who's swimming a couple 100 meters back to shore? Yeah, it's a tragic situation. A lot of people die from heart attack from snorkeling around. The effort is too much and they die of heart attack. Usually people over 60, 70. But so that happens. Snakes and other wildlife. There's bees, of course. There's snakes. We have the Mangrove Pit Viper along the shore. You might see it on a balcony or something. They bite. It hurts like hell. It will destroy tissue, turn everything black at the bite site. You have to go to the hospital and stay for at least a day or two, maybe 3, 4, 5 days to make sure you're okay. It's just like any other green pit viper bite. They're not green, but the venom is similar. It's necrotic. It eats away tissue, basically. And it also does some things to the blood, clots the blood so much that you run out of blood clotter. And so it may bleed. You may bleed from different places. Anyway, you're probably not going to die from that. I don't think anybody has died from that for a long time. I've never heard about it since I've been here, 17 years. So I think it's not a huge problem. You don't have Malayan pit vipers in Phuket. I don't know why. I don't know why they never got down there. It doesn't make sense to me. But I know some snake guys, and they said they never found one, never saw one, never heard of one. So Malayan pit vipers, no. Cobras, yes. I saw a massive cobra in the restroom. A funny little story I'll tell real quick. Just got to Phuket, went to Surin Beach, laying on the beach. Don't know anything about Thai language, nothing. I've been there about 3 days. Beautiful beach, like ideal, so perfect. Not too crowded. Couple 100 people on the beach. It's a big beach. I walked by the restroom to get to the beach. So I'm laying there and then I hear like screaming, like, wah! Like someone's screaming like mad. And then she runs out. She's trying to pull up her, she has one of those wrap things around her. And she's trying to pull it up, but her pants are down. And she doesn't really care. She's running out of the restroom. And I saw that. I'm like, what the hell? And then I saw other guys running. She's screaming something, and some guys are running there with sticks. So I think they're gonna beat like a peeper. Somebody was peeping at her or something. I don't know. Nothing made sense. And so I look, from where I was sitting, and I see like people like afraid to go into the restroom, and I was like, what the hell? It must be a snake or something. So I ran up there. I'm interested in snakes, but I sure didn't know that much about them at the time. I really didn't even know we had cobras. I didn't think about it. I went up there, and there's a cobra with a frog in its mouth. And the guys are going to kill it. They killed it with bamboo sticks, which sucks. I wish I would have known then. I could have grabbed it, right? But yeah, so there's cobra. The frogs are in the restroom. It's cool and damp and wet, and they love that. And so the cobra smelled it and went into the restroom and grabbed the frog. The girl, when she reached back like this, apparently like they showed like the whole motion. They did like a pantomime to show what happened. And she reached back for the scooper to splash on her bum, and the snake was right there. Good thing it had a frog in its mouth. So snakes are around. does the average tourist that comes to Phuket see a dangerous snake in an area where it could bite them? No. Unless you're walking at nighttime through the grass or something, through some wooded area, or like some dark area with a lot of like vegetation. Unless you do that, you'll be fine. I haven't heard of any tourists dying on Phuket from snake bite recently, or maybe ever. I don't think ever. So it doesn't really happen. It's scary. Yeah, you see a snake. They could be big snakes. Can be a king cobra. King cobras are very smart. It's not going to bite you probably, unless you're like swinging at it or something, you know. So just get away from it. Just back away. There's hiking trails. There's bees on the trails. Bees kill people like every year, but very, very rare. Never really heard of tourists being attacked. It's usually monks. I don't know why. Maybe just hear about it because it's monks. You know, they're important in Thailand, and maybe that's why you hear about it. Is there anything else? Dogs. Dogs are dangerous, you know, to some degree. Dogs are not controlled here in Thailand, really at all. It's a horrible situation, in my opinion. Dogs attack people or kids sometimes, especially at the beach. There's packs of them. They just run free. The authorities don't want to do anything about it. It happens here in Krabi. Little boy got ripped up. He was like 5 years old, ripped to pieces. I mean, a whole pack of dogs. It's insane that Thais don't do something. It's absolutely insane. I can't understand it. So dogs are a problem. Be careful with dogs. Don't let your kid walk around by himself on the beach, even with you. I mean, you got to look for dogs. It's a shitty situation. Crime on Phuket, it's rampant. There's a lot of people on drugs. Crystal meth is the main drug. It's gives people energy, keeps them awake for days, lets them drive from Chiang Mai to Phuket, you know, in their truck. I mean, lots of people who drive cabs are on crystal meth just to keep them awake so they can make more money. So there's that. I told you about road rage. People on drugs have a shorter temper, you know, they're all amped up, and if you don't want to be amped up with them, you know, it's you're not quite connecting with them. I mean, it's, you know, you have to deal with people on drugs sometimes. Does your family want to deal with people on drugs? Not really. Is it a huge problem? It's really only the guys driving that you have to deal with. Unless you're at a bar at night and there's young kids, young guys that are also on drugs and also drunk. Nightlife is dangerous in Phuket. Saw many fights, saw robberies. I was a victim a number of times. I used to put my money, you're not supposed to, right? It's the Thailand king, but I put my money in my sock. That was the only place that was safe, because they didn't even think to check there. They wouldn't dream of somebody putting money in their sock by their foot, which is a dirty, your feet are dirty in Thailand, right? And nobody thought to check my socks, but that's where my money always was. But the group of ladyboys, it's always ladyboys. You're walking by yourself at like 3 a.m. to go back to your room, and ladyboys pull up on a motorbike, stop, hey, do you want date or something? They say you want date, but really they're going through your pockets. You know, you're already drunk, of course, and you know what they're doing. They're looking for money, but they never found any money on me, and that happened a number of times. The first couple of times I thought of fighting, you know, and I just thought, they don't have my money, so what does it matter? But yeah, I'm sure thousands of people have that experience walking home. You don't really want to walk home. If you're a single girl, please, in Phuket or Pattaya or Bangkok or anywhere, don't walk home alone. I would say don't go home late at night. I would say don't be drunk. Thai guys are dangerous at night when you're alone, when you're a female, or if you're in a group of 2 or 3 girls. Doesn't really matter. Is the water dangerous? Is the food dangerous? The water you don't want to drink from a tap. Don't ever drink it. Don't make ice from it. It's never going to be good to drink. Probably I could drink it now because I've been here for so long. Some Thais drink it. I always get bottled single water. Always. We've used that. I don't use those big bottles, you know, the big ones, the big 20 liter or more. Maybe they're 30, 40 liter. I'm not sure. They're huge. You can buy them for like 12 baht, 15 baht. Maybe it's 20 baht by now. It used to be something like 8 baht. They would deliver them to your house. Like if you need more than one, they put like 6 of them. You buy the bottle, the plastic, for 100 baht or something like that, and then you can refill, right? They'll take your old ones and then refill, give you new ones. What happens with that is they don't clean the insides of the bottles, so the bottles can be 2 years old, and sometimes they do try to clean, and they leave the cleaning like Comet or something, like a hardcore cleanser. You'll find it in the bottom of your bottle. Like after you've consumed the entire bottle, you look in the bottom and it's green with mold or something, or it's green with cleanser that's stuck to the plastic that they couldn't get out. I mean, I saw that once and that was enough for me. Twice was enough for me. First time it was mold and I just figured, we just won't use that provider, that water provider. Next time it was like degreaser, like the powdery, we use, it's called Comet or Ajax in America. You'll know what it is if you're from there. But it's horrible. You don't want to be drinking water like that. From then on, and that was about 16 years ago, bought single water. So I have contributed to single success immeasurably. We buy it we got to go get more now. We buy the 6-pack of 1.5 liter bottles, and we buy 8 of them at a time. Lasts most of the month. If we buy 8, half the month. But anyway, that's just what we do. I really think clean water is important. Don't mess around with the water here. The food is good. I mean, you get sick every now and then. Everybody does. Food poisoning. I had it last week. Stomach hurt and diarrhea for 2 days solid, and then just totally went away. I still don't know what it was. It seems like I didn't need anything that it could have been, but I had it. It could have been brushing my teeth. Maybe the water that day, because I used tap water to brush my teeth. Maybe that day there was something in the water. If they shut off the water turns brown, and it's not as clean as it usually is because it's sat, and something has seeped in from the outside from dirt and stuff like that. So feces, whatever. And so the water is not as clean, and sometimes you get a mouthful of that and get sick like that. Is it safe for healthcare? Yes, healthcare in Phuket is pretty good. It's pretty good. I hate the healthcare system here, but if you have any problem, they probably can take care of it. Bangkok Hospital is in Phuket. Is it called something like Bangkok Phuket Hospital? Something like that. It's a decent hospital to go to. It'll be expensive if you don't have insurance, but they can take care of anything. Physical crime, like person on person, happens in the bars at night when people fight. It happens when taxi driver tries to rip you off for 30 baht, 100 baht, and you don't want to go for it, and you're like, no, I'm not paying. They might pull out the sword. They might pull out the knife this long. Then are you paying? You might as well just pay it. I mean, 100 baht is $3. Please put it in perspective. And $3 to them means a hell of a lot more than it does to you. Please don't get in fights over like 100 baht or something. Even 500 baht is $15, $16, $14. Yeah, it's really not worth it, please. Happens all the time, though. There's been a number of times I've been ripped off by taxi guys. Usually it's when like 2 people get in the car, you say, Taurai Kab. They say 100 baht. And then when you get, and I say for both, we get there and they say $200. I say what? He said 100 for you, 100 for you. I said no, that's not how it was. Yes, that's how it is. So you just pay it and then make a mental note. So that's pretty much it. I wouldn't like to take my family to Phuket. Would I? We could do it for a couple of years. Just we would be very safe. We would focus on safety. As a single person, could you go? As a single guy, yeah, you'll probably be safe unless you're a troublemaker at night. Unless you don't get along well with people, you'll probably be okay. Single girl to go live in Phuket, you'll be okay as long as you be careful at night. You be careful when you're drunk. And even being careful doesn't mean you're gonna be fine. There's predators out there. There's literally predators that are looking for people that are drunk. Anything else about Phuket? Is living in Phuket safe? The tsunami was a once in a lifetime occurrence. Probably could it happen next week? Yeah, but it's something we all live with. So could an asteroid could hit the world and kill us all. Next week. We don't see it coming. NASA doesn't see everything up there. Anyway, that's it. Is Phuket safe? Generally, yes. And with all these little cautions that I mentioned, just be safe about living there if you go there, or staying there if you vacation there. It's a lovely place. It's an amazing place. Traffic sucks to death. People are not that nice. They're used to a couple million tourists a year, and they just don't have time to be nice, or don't care to be nice anymore. They're trying to rip you off at the markets and stuff because you have more money than them. And it's like a business area. It's focused on money, Phuket, not on people, not on experience, but you will find some nice people. All right, hope that helps.